Welcome to the Hasn't Been 3 Days podcast. With your host, Justin and BJ, we talk about 3-day-old news, sports, whatever else we seem to care about. And you, the MVP listener, you listen in, you laugh, you hate on our takes and opinions. But please, if you're going to hate on our opinions, don't let us know unless it's been 3 days. So we're back for another episode. Justin, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Very well. Feeling a little bit under the weather, but I'm living the dream, so we're good.
Yes, we're both living the dreams because tonight we have our significant others or girlfriends or whatever we want to call them. Well, mine's my wife.
Yeah, you should probably say that one.
Your girlfriend on TV.
My girlfriend. Yeah. Whatever. Say hi, Becky.
Hi, Becky.
Oh, jeez.
There.
This is going well.
Well,
It's going to be great.
So one of the things that we have talked about on this show is we've had a lot of our friends on, a lot of just that have shared life with us over the years. We've talked about Becky and just your guys' journey a little bit. We've not talked a little bit about my journey recently and who's joining us tonight. But yeah, we have Becky Rabel with us, Justin's better half, and his spouse. And then we also have Heidi Mischler with us tonight joining us. And she is my new girlfriend and mate. Wow, that was a long applause. Yeah.
Yeah, it was going to go for 38 more seconds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so we just kind of faded that one out.
Oh, God, thank you.
They are worth it. Becky, how are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm gonna copy your statement saying living the dream. You know.
Good. We say this a lot too. I mean, other people can't see us, but we get to see each other, and it's kind of cool that we can see you all and you can see us, and it's good to see you. So I'm glad you're joining us tonight. Thank you for letting us do this silly podcast and for being a supporter for us. So I'll ask you the question that we talked a little bit about pre-show. Do you listen to the podcast? Does it interest you at all, or do you just roll your eyes and be like, I can't believe these guys are doing this?
Yes, all of the above. I do listen to it. I don't always keep up to date, like I said earlier. Pre-show, I'm 2 weeks behind, but I do enjoy listening to it. Sometimes I feel the need to make little notes that need to be corrected, but we'll get to that some other time.
Correction episode? No, because everything we say is right.
Add that to the list.
No. Well, what was one of your favorite stories from past episodes? You got anything?
Of past episodes?
Or just anything.
I still always enjoy the one where Jeff gets to take all of us.
Jeff taking everybody to the church banquet or the camp banquet? Oh, jeez.
Jeff had 5 or 6 dates that night.
I lost track.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
They stopped banquets after that.
Do you know why he had so many dates for the banquet?
I don't know. Let's break it. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yeah, tell us.
It's because Justin went and got himself a different date to the banquet. And so I was irritated. So, as per usual, I had to one-up Justin. So I got myself to get Jeff 7 dates.
But that wasn't the same year that wasn't the same year that we met. It was a different year. Oh, whatever. Who did I go with?
You went with Best Biker.
Best Biker.
Oh.
We arranged prior to the whole thing. So
Who did I go with that year, Becky?
Taylor?
I don't remember.
I don't remember even.
Would have been Taylor?
I don't know.
I would have forgotten it if it was.
I don't remember either. I don't remember it being the same year that Becky and I met. That wasn't.
I don't either.
That wasn't the 99. That wasn't Camp 99.
But if she was one-upping you the next year, you wouldn't have been there anyway, right?
But it wasn't the next year that she did it. Because I went to that camp because that was the one we went to I came down and did the music for it. Remember?
Oh, okay. So you were there. You just weren't supposed to be there.
You did the sound.
I did the sound, and I got to say I didn't have to stay. I got to stay in a private suite.
Yeah, I do remember that now. That's true.
But
Okay.
yeah, you were one up at me. It's fine. It's all good.
Justin and I got in trouble a lot though when we would go on church trips because we would not hang out with the girls from our youth group, and the girls from our youth group hated us. I mean, they would not talk to us for like weeks after we got back home because they're like, "How can you guys be friends with us at church and then we go to these things and you won't even talk to us?" So we're like, "Because we talk to you every week. We want to talk to other people," and they just couldn't get that.
I went to a very small church where there were 0 options for which dating was an option.
Well, but Scuba Steve was available.
Scuba Steve.
No.
The face.
Scuba Steve. Oh my gosh.
No. No.
No, he was in the Brothers.
So I rather enjoyed spreading my wealth of
Friendship. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah. Well, it is a small world. Heidi, why don't you tell? You're a Nazarene.
Yeah.
From way back too.
Yeah,
so,
true.
Did you ever go to high school teen camp?
Yeah.
Where? Tell us a memory of your high school teen camp.
Oh man. I think the last one that I went to, I'm trying to remember if I was a freshman or a sophomore. I almost got out.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we tried to start a water balloon fight in the middle of the night inside. It didn't go well. Yeah, but it was fun. Yeah, I think that was last.
You only went through your sophomore year?
Yeah, we didn't go to. I don't remember why, because we have a camp that's over here. But we actually ended up going to a place that was near the beach. It was a friend's, like a Quaker campground. And I'm not sure why I think they just didn't have enough room for all of the high schoolers at Camp Kellogg. And so, and they were trying to renovate it. It is still an issue. And so they were trying to renovate it, but yeah, it was it was a cool place to go. And it was right near the beach. So you can't go wrong there.
Yeah. Ours was next to cows named Cheeseburger.
Yeah. Or the year that we went and had the homeless night by the train tracks.
Yes. But we also did have that giant flood one year. So it was kind of like the beach.
It was kind of like the beach thing. Yeah.
So close.
That's true. Yeah. For those Nebraska kids that don't know what the beach looks like, it was kind of like the beach. Yeah, that's true.
And the mosquitoes. Those were great.
Yeah.
So, Heidi, a little bit about you. Where did you grow up at? Like, did you grow up in the back Northwest?
Yep. I've been here pretty much the whole time. I went to school at NNU, so I was there for a few years. Went to school there and then lived there for like a year or two before coming back. So yeah, pretty much been here my whole life in this area. And I love it and hate it all at the same time. It's great. It's beautiful, but this time of year is rough. It's pretty gray and very soggy here. So the older I get, the more I realize why people over here snowbird. I 100% get it. Yeah.
Where do most snowbirds do they go down to like Texas or Arizona or California?
A lot of them in Arizona. Yeah.
We can come to Lincoln, Nebraska. It's nice.
It's
going to be 50 degrees and sunny on Christmas.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
What's it going to be in January?
Well,
15th?
March and April will probably have 12 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Maybe into the next few months after that, even. It's been done.
Yeah.
For snow memories.
And you two are a recent couple. When did you guys start hanging out more? When did you guys meet? Where did you guys meet? Did you guys meet at Applebee's too?
No.
Definitely.
We have had a few meals at Applebee's though.
Yeah.
One of the first meals she had with my parents was at Applebee's.
True.
Which is kind of crazy to think about the circle of life that is the Thielander life. But yeah, we got to know each other when we first moved here and became friends and worked together and continued our friendship. And then we both have been through a rocky time in the last couple of years in our lives and in our marriages. And as those marriages ended, we began dating officially in September of this year. So we've been together since September. Our first date was memorable because of all of the garbage that was going on in our life. But yeah, it's been good. We have been together since September and things are going well.
Do you remember our first date, Becky?
Official date?
Official date.
I do. Do you?
No. Remember you kissed me on accident.
Oh, an accident.
Claimed that you were trying to kiss my forehead. Cheek, whatever. Tomatoes. So what was our official first date?
You really don't remember.
I'm trying to remember. I don't.
You were there.
I know I was there.
Where did I work at the time?
Oh, you worked at TCBY. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So you were like
hours early
because you drove about 200 miles an hour.
Dodge Daytona.
He was just excited to see you.
Yes.
It's true.
Trying to kill himself in the process.
But why would I try to kill myself?
I don't know. Nobody should drive like that. So you got to my place of employment at the time, which was what did you say? TCBY. Now I can only think of Applebee's. And so here I was just working away at TCBY in the middle of summer, so it was insane. And he's just sitting there awkwardly waiting for me to get off of work. And then eventually I finally got off work, and like every woman wants to do, I got to change clothes in the bathroom for first date. And that
was 4th of July weekend, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bryce Knoll came up that weekend too, if I remember correctly.
So they had a
basketball tournament. Mm-hmm. You remember Bryce Knoll?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I do remember because his younger brother, Bryce's younger brother, dated either you or your sister or
Ben.
Alicia.
Not me. He didn't date.
I said
dated your sister.
Yeah, he dated my sister a little bit. Ben Knoll. Yep.
Yeah, but did he also date Alicia too?
Alicia Toy? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. He's a pharmacist or something now, or a doctor, one of the two.
He's a doctor.
Bryce is a doctor. I think Ben's
a pharmacist, yeah. They're both doctors.
And yeah.
Yep. So tell us about where you went on your first date. Like, you didn't stay at TCBY, did you?
No.
What did we do?
Did you go to Applebee's?
We didn't go out to eat. I don't remember what we did. We
met up with Bryce.
Okay, it is the year 2024. This all happened in 1999. So this is a long time ago. This is before cell phones. Smartphones, I should say it that way.
Yeah, calling cards.
We met up and went to Bryce's game.
Yeah.
And then we went out to eat at
Taco
Arby's.
Did we go to Arby's? Really?
We went to Arby's.
I don't remember any of this.
Wow. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Remember that. I thought we would have ate at the mall or something. A lot of options in Kearney, by the way. Back in the day.
Yeah.
We did have a really good Chinese food place, but we did not go there that day.
So one of the things that got brought up a couple weeks ago on the show was everybody's weddings. Your guys' wedding was pretty memorable.
Our little kid dress up party.
Yeah, a little dress up party. I remember sitting at the reception when we were sitting downstairs, and all of us are sitting at the head table, and one of the ladies that was helping to serve, you guys had somebody that was serving just you two, and then there was somebody that was trying to serve the rest of the table, and it was some old lady. I don't know if she was from your church or some old lady, and she's just like, what are we supposed to do with all these little kids at the table? We're in the wedding party, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember all that. All I remember about the reception part is that all I cared about was where you and I were going to sit, that your brother didn't do anything incredibly stupid, which he did.
We're talking about Brady, right? BJ's brother, not my brother.
No, we're talking about your brother.
Okay.
And I know who you were worried about him doing something stupid with, too.
Brady was like 11 or something at
Brady
the
was
time.
really
I think Brady was still in diapers.
Brady wasn't in diapers.
Not quite.
Oh, jeez.
He just got out of diapers. He couldn't drive yet, though, because only half the wedding party could drive. So, But yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember who all helped with the wedding. I remember it was probably an aunt or somebody.
Oh, then my apologies to the aunt.
We can't confirm it, so you can throw that's all you want.
None of them are listening.
Oh, come on.
But yeah,
we're Oberg supporters, huh?
Maybe once they get their dial-up phone to work, they'll be right on top of that.
They would be good on the podcast.
Good point.
No.
Do you think we could get your dad on the podcast, Becky?
No.
No. Oh, man.
I wouldn't allow that.
You wouldn't allow it? What would he say?
I don't know. That's what's terrifying.
Or we'll keep doing the podcast if we can get Dick Oberg on the podcast.
It will involve lots of long pauses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're done with your pauses.
Oh, am I done now?
Yeah.
Done with that demonstration.
Yeah, no, our wedding was something else. We pretty much had. Well, I think I said this in the episode. I was the only one who wasn't a teenager. I was 20, and everybody else was in their teens or younger. I don't know who my sister and Brady are probably the youngest.
My brother.
Or your brother.
Mm. Yeah.
My sister and your brother are the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're probably the youngest.
Yeah.
That was so long ago.
That was quite the day.
Mm-hmm. 3
pastors at the wedding, all of them yelling at me.
Only one of them threatened you.
That is true.
The whole entire message had, like, from the verses that we had said we wanted them to use for the message, it's like one little sentence about wives to their husbands. And there was a huge amount from wives to your husbands, and a very small portion, like one sentence about husbands to your wives. But the whole situation was reversed in the content of the message. It was like, wives, be good to your husbands. And husbands, I will murder you in your sleep if you are not good to Becky.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't said. I found the DVD recently.
How many copies?
Oh.
There's one.
We also
it'd be fun to watch.
I have found also our pictures for our wedding. This is how old we are. They were done on negatives. Like, we have the negatives of our wedding photos. None of it's digital.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I need to go into a museum, I guess. But so, BJ and Heidi, what's one of your favorite things to do for date night? Like, where do you like to go to eat? Where do you like to go walk around in a park? I don't know. Do you guys have dogs that you take for a walk?
No, we don't.
Disco nights.
Disco nights.
Yeah.
Coffee. No. Do you like coffee?
Take the dog. My dog is a sweet but psycho. Yeah.
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 What do you like to do on date night?
Well, we have gone out a few times. There's, because of the season that we're in and just the kids and all of the things that are really hanging out here is a lot of what date night is. And then getting to do things with the kids is always fun. But we've gone out to dinner a few times. We went out last week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that was good. It was a good dinner.
Would you trust Becky and I to plan your guys' date night?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I was waiting for you guys to say, I trust Becky, not you.
That's the thing that's really cool about Heidi is that she's very open-minded about. Well, what's really cool about what's drawn us together is that we're really the same person in so many ways. We're so similar and so like that it just works. We're just, yeah. And so what's cool is like, if we want to try, we both like to try new things. We're both open-minded to those things. We spend a lot of time walking together and, but yeah, now it's about surviving life and enjoying it. And so, yeah, Sundays are church days. We've started going to church together. And so that's been really good. And, yeah, it's been good. So, and then bringing our kids into it, when you're dealing with what we've had to deal with in the relationship arena, the kids matter and the kids are important and their comfortability matters. We've had a different philosophy with it comes to our kids and how we're going to approach our relationship, but at the same time, we want to be respectful of our kids and what they're going through as well. So that's probably why we've slow played everything as much as we have, just to make sure that our kids are good. And now, our kids enjoy hanging out with us, and we find our kids being drawn to spending time together, and our kids like each other. They've known each other for a while as well, so that's helpful. So those are all good things, and so it's easy when I've got my kids and we're just over here all hanging out and playing games together and just doing life. So it's pretty cool. It's a blessing.
That's awesome. Going back to the planning part, you may be surprised to know that Justin is actually the planner of all of the things. Usually date nights, once in a great while, I'll come up with something really boring that sounds good. But Justin is really, really good planner. Whenever we need a vacation, he is definitely in charge of picking out the places, all the cool different spots to try to eat, even though our kids are super picky eaters, finding ways to eat and eat around their pickiness, I guess.
Or we just lock them in a condo in Hawaii and then we go out to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just do that.
The type worked really well in our favor.
That's true. Yeah. No, I mean, I do like planning a lot. I've actually planned our trip already to Oregon anyways. Like, I already have places already checked out. Got an Airbnb picked out already.
Awesome.
We just have to go.
Yeah.
I just have to
I think 2025 is the year, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
I agree.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah. So I already have that all planned out.
I do come with some additional challenges, as we've kind of talked a little bit about.
Yeah. I mean,
so
we have a new.
That has thrown in a little bit of a twist to planning vacation when you have to deal with wheelchair accommodations. It's surprising how few places are actually we're not just wheelchair accessible, but you can actually like function
get
and
in
get
doorways.
into doorways and all of the doorways, like the bathroom doorway.
Yeah.
That would be pretty good in looking at an Airbnb, like trying to find some. Yeah.
A lot of them will say that it's accessible
And when they mean by accessible, they mean by getting in through the front door. That's about it.
Yeah.
We stayed at an Airbnb this summer, and we could get through every doorway except for the bathroom. And we literally had to like get a chair. Like we had to. It was such a.
And it was the same when I went on
with your mom,
trip with my mom and my aunts. Same thing. All of them were. You could just get right in there with your wheelchair until you need to go to the bathroom. And then it's like,
that's like our bathroom doors not a standard size.
They are now. Yeah, they are now.
Well, they have to be in new construction, but when they can be grandfathered in for everything else, and
and you have to just trust what people say when they say it's accessible.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that is a challenge. But we like challenges.
Brie had a fortune when she was really, really little, and I've saved it ever since then. And that was her fortune. Was I love challenge, or I like challenge, or something. So,
we're full of challenges.
3-year-old Brie, I love challenge. Works in multiple ways in her life.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But so I already have stuff planned out, places to eat. I randomly send BJ stuff to tell him to go eat places in the area wherever he's working. I always will Google, hey, you're by this place. Have you ever ate at this place? Yeah.
What was the last one you sent?
Hog Wild.
Oh, a barbecue place?
Not the Hog Wild you know, Becky.
Yeah. There's a Hog Wild in Oregon City.
That was years ago. That doesn't count.
Hog Wild is what he showed us. But there's a Hog Wild out in south of Portland, right?
Yeah, Oregon City, which is south of Portland. It's actually real close to where I work now. But that was the last. I haven't eaten there yet. Did you? You didn't send me when Jeff came out to see me. I don't think I asked you for a recommendation. I just found one on my own. But you've sent some other places. I'm curious to know where the Airbnb you found is at.
So am I.
It's in McMinnville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like if I remember correctly, it's like a loft of some sort.
Oh, that'll be good with them.
Yeah.
It's just say so.
I don't know. It's a tree. It's a tree house.
Tree house. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So my cousin was just out here for Thanksgiving, and she got an Airbnb just like 5 minutes from where my apartment is, which I didn't even know there was one out there. But it was on a farm, which wouldn't appeal to Becky because she grew up on a farm, I'm sure. But she was so excited because she could feed the chickens and the goats. I said, they just had you rent an Airbnb so you could do their chores for them.
I have been watching one of the renovation shows that I like to watch. That's been like a new up and coming thing, is people are renting out like old farmhouses that people can stay, and then they can feed their chickens. And I'm like, they're just paying, like you're paying to do their chores. Like this is
perfect.
I didn't even do the chores to get paid. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't do them.
I mean,
I'm not getting up to feed any chickens.
The houses are nice, but I don't want to be woken up by a rooster. No, thank you. I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah,
rooster right next to me. I live next to you.
Yeah. Well, we have like 4 or 5 of them across the street. Actually, I don't think I've heard of them in a while. Maybe they butchered them. Who knows?
They're probably old. I wouldn't eat them.
Well, I wouldn't eat them either. But what's I'm trying to think of what else. Usually we go through these moments in our life where Becky's always had to like approve of Becky's relationships. What's one thing that you look for in BJ's relationships? I'm just joking. I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, I can.
You can go through them. Yeah.
The number one is just, and I know we've talked about this way back in the day when that was like a thing and a part of all of our lives was, I was married early and was trying to keep BJ from repeating that mistake or
getting married young.
No.
No.
But just the number one thing that I always looked at when helping BJ find a friend is just looking for someone that is easy to do just what we're doing now, is just jumping in and being a part of the conversation, not, like sitting off to the side and judging,
going to bed early, doing something like that.
Looks crazy, or like whatever, just jumping right into the fray, I guess.
And I will say that's something I've really enjoyed getting to know Heidi, is that she's like this random dude sending me a message on Instagram talking about BJ planning out his birthday gifts without him knowing, and she's like, who is this guy? And then she's sending me messages and saying that she's thinking about our family, and she barely even knows this. And I know that that's the heart that you have, Heidi, and BJ shared that with me over and over. And so I really do, that is a big quality of what Becky kind of says, is just kind of fitting in, because that's how we are. I know that we don't have any say ultimately on everything, but we do. It's been an easy transition. It's been a hard season for everybody, right? So
yeah. Well, and I mean, you talked about Justin and Becky, so I mean, I knew of you before, and I mean, just in getting to know you more and hearing about you, and then getting to talk to you, Justin, and you, Becky, also, just I do already love you and your family. And I think it's so cool when you reach that point in life where, I think you spoke into this, Justin, earlier, when you know somebody and you're so close, and it's just by you trust them, and by default you become their people too. And we need more of that.
Yeah, and I think that was huge for me. I know that we kind of joked about tonight's episode and this conversation, but Becky, when you said something early on, when I had shared a little bit about what was going on with Heidi's stuff, and I heard it after it had been 3 days, but when you had said to Justin, just without really knowing all the details, you just happened to ask one day because you guys have been going through your own stuff too, and it was one of the same days where Heidi was going through some stuff, and he told you, and you just said, why don't they just move out here where people love them and will accept them and care for them? And for you to say that without ever meeting her or talking to her, I remember where I was. I was at the post office parking lot when I heard that, and I just started crying. Because it's like you just said, Heidi, it's those, when you have your people and they know you and you're not even here, that's probably been the hardest thing for me. And I've shared this even as recent as last weekend, is the loneliness that I feel here. Because my people, except for Heidi, are not here. And so that's tough. But when you get those messages and you get that support, it's incredible. So yeah, no. And you saying that, Becky, I would have never, I can sit here and be like, wow, that's true. Looking back on those conversations and those Jeep rides and all the different things, that's what you were doing. I didn't even realize it. Thank you.
In the words of my daughter, I got you.
No, bro, I got you.
Bro, I got you. Yeah. And I remember you just being very point blank more than the actual, I didn't realize you cared about me. But it was shown in a different way, in true Becky fashion. And there were times, we talked about that when we lived together. When I lived with you two, let me clarify that.
Okay.
Because that was an issue for your dad, was that I was living with you guys. And even though I was a great guy and very reputable and was never going to be a problem, but I understand that. But there was those times where, Becky, you were just so direct, and it was like, hey, I'm hungry. Justin won't feed me. Let's go eat. And we would go out to eat. And those kind of things, just the friendship that continued to grow. Because again, this is something we've said, the three of us have said about other people, family members and friends that have entered into relationship, that you make your choice with your spouse, and you make your choice, and you know what you're making that choice with, and whether or not they become part of the group or whether or not that pulls you away from the group. And we've seen that happen all throughout our life with people close to us. And we've talked about that, but that's one thing. Like Justin and I were friends before he met you, and you just fit right in. You would be at my parents' house when we were fogging up the house and doing everything. And you would come over, like come for the weekend. And I remember we would just be playing video games, and you're like, "Where's your bed? I'm going to sleep on your bed because you have the most comfortable bed." I'm like, this is weird. But she comes to see Justin and she's going to sleep while we play video games. What's the deal? So those were, you were a keeper obviously for Justin, and that was, everybody knew that. So that was awesome. And it's just continued to grow as you guys have been good for each other.
Yep. She's lucky to have me. No, I'm lucky to have you.
You both are.
I don't know anybody else who could love me as much as you do.
There
you go.
Even though my parents have already kicked me out of the family and taken you.
No.
But that happened day one, so whatever.
Well, that's something we say over here too. It's like when you find your person, and that's what you guys have. You guys are each other's person, and that's very evident. We believe that we have found our person. And we've had to go through a lot of stuff, and we've put ourselves through a lot of stuff too. But it's pretty remarkable when you find your person and you found your person, and
it makes a big difference.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, definitely.
I remember, like we've said multiple times already, we got married very early, very young. And when we got engaged, we hadn't even been dating a year yet. And you came and surprised me for my 18th birthday. And to spend that much time with a person. I remember back then people thinking we were insane and or knocked up, one of the two. And I didn't understand why people thought that we were so crazy for for getting married that young. And then as I got older, and then especially when my brother turned like 18 and 19, I was like, oh, I get it now. Like, this isn't for everyone. But like you were just have been saying, when you find your person, doesn't matter like at what stage in life that happens.
Yeah, you can find and sometimes over time there's situations you go through to find your person too. So
yeah,
and that can be really hard sometimes, but in reality, it's the truth once you find that person, whatever you're going through, whatever trauma or whatever you're going through.
I think it brings perspective too, and I don't want to steal your thunder here, Heidi, but I mean, she's got a friend that we both worked with, and she kind of knows some of the stuff that's gone on, and she said to her not too long ago, she's just like the same kind of sentiment, and she's somebody who's lost her person, and she just looked at Heidi and she said, "Why are you wasting time? You guys know what's happening here." So, and she was just looked at her and was like, for somebody who knows what it's like to lose your person, there's no reason to wait, so that was confirming too, when you're trying to be intentional and purposeful and do the right things as best you can, when other people see it and recognize it too. And that's what we've said all along. We want to point people back to the redeeming factor of what Christ can do in broken families and broken marriages. And that's our goal. I mean, that's our prayer daily for our kids, is that we would be an example to show them what Christ's love is. And I've said this to Heidi from early on, even just as friends. I mean, she is a gift from God to me when I needed a friend that I didn't know I needed. And it's become so much more. And yeah, it's definitely a gift, and I'm thankful for that. So
we both feel that way.
Yeah, you're bringing the tears out for everybody here. Becky's over here crying a stream of tears, but happy tears.
My eyes just leak. It's just condition that I have. Just,
Yeah, it happens.
BJ started it, to be fair.
BJ does cry a lot.
yeah, I do.
It's okay though. He has a different emotion than I do.
I bring all the tears. I share our tears.
And I don't
have any.
And I don't have any
I
emotion.
I just have an excessive.
None at all. No.
I have zero.
Just have one mode.
That's one of our. That's the result. That's one of our favorite episodes is when Justin and I got real emotional and talked about those times where Justin and I have shared those moments where it's just tears. And that's what 3 a.m. friends are for, and that's what we are, and all of us. And so that's really cool. So I hope that after this episode, in your private text to me that we get final approval, but I'm not worried about it. So yeah.
Well, I'll let you.
I'm just going to ask because you guys have been friends for how long? 35? 30?
Almost 30 years, Justin and I, 1997.
Okay. So I would ask each of you, what is your favorite thing about Justin as a friend and as a person? And Justin, the same to you.
Uh-oh. Well, who's going first?
You started talking, so you.
Yeah.
Hear it.
Well, I appreciate BJ. The one thing I appreciate about BJ is that, well, we both are going to say the same thing. We both call each other out on things right away. And
that's not what I was going to say.
Okay. Well, I was speaking for you. So I appreciate BJ in the sense of he's more of our spiritual leader of our duo here. He will bring that spiritual side to the things that I need to hear, and I don't ask for it. And when he does bring it up, I really appreciate that. I don't know if I've actually said that to BJ that much, but I just appreciate his willingness to put up with me, to be honest with you. I can be a lot sometimes. But I just really appreciate the fact that he comes at it from a good heart, and he will say something to me even early on. Like we talked about in early episodes, like, dude, I just need to get you away from my house for 10 minutes. Just go away. I never bothered me. BJ has those moments still to this day. He just will go off the radar, and I'm just like, yep, I know what's going on. And then the last few, in the last year, 2023, we started picking up on things, and I was going through Becky being hospitalized and then your crap that you were going through. When it all hit that we were there, we both realized we needed each other. Even though we were kind of staying far apart. I wasn't. I mean, I know that BJ was trying to protect me and not let me worry about other things. I love his heart about that, but I also know that he needs somebody too. So, yeah. Yeah, the one quality I love about BJ is that he can come from a spiritual side of the love of a friendship that he brings up. I know I don't show that.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Well, but not in the sense that when you judge it like a book off the cover, like this is what it is. And you'll probably say I probably have moments where I point out things too, but I come at it. You just come at it from a direct example, and I appreciate that. So,
well, and I think that's something that you and I both could say. We're both direct in our own ways.
Yeah,
and one of the things, I mean, you've said this all along, is you tried. it was always comical to me, and I don't mean this offensively. So, but it was always comical to me how you would,
if we do
how you would always send me something to try to make it into a sermon illustration for me, and I'm like, dude, I do this for a living, but thank you, but one of the things that's always stuck is you kept saying, you got to work this into it. You challenged me on it almost, like the whole Fidelity the green roadmap, and
yeah, I forgot about that analogy.
yeah, but everywhere it goes, it just follows the way you should go and what you should be doing. And you would bring that back to spiritual things all the time. And then you used it against me to get me to move out here and all this stuff. And, but in the reality of it, it led me to Heidi and to this incredible blessing. So I'm thankful for that. But what I would say that I'm thankful for is just the loyalty of that reality, is that you've said to me before, Justin, that you won't stop pursuing a friend basically unless you're told to. And because you just don't show your hurt that much. And I know last time I was out there, we talked about one of those friends that has kind of disappeared for you. But what I'm thankful for from you is that you've never disappeared on me. And even in what you're referencing in this time over the last couple of years, just because I wasn't telling you everything at the time, we still talked every day.
Oh, 100%.
And we were still together, and I was still there. We were praying for you and Becky all the time. And, we brought it up, all the things that were going on. And I remember vividly I'm driving over to a counseling session with my ex-wife, and I got you on the phone. And we get off the phone, and she looks at me and she goes, "You haven't told him anything, have you?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And she didn't know what to do with that, And then once I finally told you, for somebody like Justin who has to say something, he has to get a word in, he has to talk. You let me talk. I looked down at my clock and I talked for 56 straight minutes, and you didn't say a word. Because
I went on a 10,000 walk. I went on 10,000 step walk that night.
Yeah.
I literally walked for like an hour listening.
Yeah. So no, I appreciate your loyalty. The fact that you care, and so deeply, but it's when you know somebody for almost 30 years, you get to know the ins and outs and the ups and downs, but the loyalty is an important factor for us, for sure.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
is that what you wanted? Did you want to make me cry or what?
Yeah, that was what I was going for.
Yeah, not going to happen. Right now, anyways.
No, I have to do something drastic.
Well, yeah.
So let's not.
Yeah, let's not make me cry, because that's usually when something traumatic is happening in Becky's life.
Have you ever talked about that with their podcast?
The podcast?
The one time when I was so excited that I made you cry?
I don't think so. Do you want to tell the story?
Well, you might have to jump in on it, because I was pretty doped up on drugs. Legal drugs, because I was in the hospital. So I had been in a lot of back pain, and this is all prior to my second round of cancer. And I just been having this really bad back pain, and I vividly remember I was sitting in the living room helping Bree with her homework. I went to stand up, and I just sat back down in like the worst pain of my entire life. I remember thinking that if I could light myself on fire, it would be a welcome relief. And so like any good nurse, I call my husband and tell him that I haven't taken my pain meds yet today. And had my mother-in-law bring me my pain meds. I take those. She takes one look at me and is like, yeah, those pain meds aren't gonna, this isn't gonna be way more than what that little pain med's going to do. The whole time I'm sweating profusely, and my adorable daughter is just getting me all the fans to put on me because I was sweating so much. She was trying to fan me and dry me off, cool me down. What was it? 45 minutes it took you to get me into the car.
Are you saying when getting you off the couch?
Because I went and got myself on the floor, and then we had to get me to because I refused to go to the hospital or the ambulance.
Well, she didn't want to take the ambulance, so I had to carry her off of the couch and down flights of stairs to the car just to drive over to the ER.
Which then said, all we could do for you is give you an x-ray. And I said, I'm not getting back out of this car. And so...
we went to urgent care first.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know at the time that Becky had a broken back due to metastatic cancer, a broken spine. And so she just thought...
I said it wasn't life-threatening, so we couldn't go to the ER.
And I work in healthcare, so I know what the rules are that you should follow. So you don't get stuck with everything being patient responsibility.
So you have to go to urgent care first, since it wasn't life-threatening.
But it was at the ER, though, when you said that you made me cry.
So then I get to the other hospital and get me into a hospital bed, and curled up in pain. Like I said, just the worst pain I've ever had in my entire life. And the doctor breezes past the hospital room, doesn't really, in my opinion, do any kind of assessment, tells me I'm not taking high enough pain medication, and tries to send me home. At which point I tell him that I'm not leaving without a scan. Get a scan, confirms, looks like you have metastatic breast cancer. What looks like breast cancer. And like any good person, I turned and looked at my husband, who noticed that he had a little tear in his eye. And I was like, did I actually make you cry? I was so excited that I made him cry that I momentarily forgot how much pain I was in.
Yeah, but I've cried a little bit with you since then, too.
Since then, but that was the first time.
I think in my old age, I'm getting to be a softie.
Okay.
I just think I have an impact on you. That's all.
That too. I mean, this last year has been, the last 2 years have been something. So, I mean, Becky's cancer journey alone has brought choked up moments with BJ and having those conversations and those long conversations about what to even do for me in Becky's journey. So, but yeah, it only makes us stronger, right?
That's what I keep hearing.
Some people say those people haven't had to be that strong.
That's true.
Well, at least those people that say it. There could be other people that do say it that are strong.
Not that strong.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
They still don't get it.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. We're going to be done making you cry. Do you want to cry this whole episode? No. It's okay. But yeah. No, but it's been good. It's been good to share those emotions with each other. It brings out a different point in your friendships and relationships when you can show that emotion with each other, which I think is important for you guys too. You guys definitely have had those emotional moments together.
I've had more in the last 2 years than in my entire life. I can say that easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's not the crier of the two of us either, and
I don't know that we can say that anymore.
Well, I mean, in general, in normal,
yeah, I mean, normally
cases, but yeah, it's been one of those things. So, I mean, that's one of the things that's come out as we've had other guests on the show, and just people that know us and know kind of the stories, and talk about just the really cool thing about this podcast is just the friendship component. It's not really the content that we're giving. It's the content's for us. It's our release, but it's the friendships and it's the relationships that come through to show people. I think there's hope, at least for me. I mean, we talk about this a lot, is just there really aren't good people around. We give the benefit of the doubt to people. There aren't as many as we'd hoped, I should say. Let me finish the sentence. But this can give somebody hope that there are friends worth fighting for. There are people out there that care and that love and do it at deep levels. And so I think that's really cool. And it's those people that care about what you're going through. I mean, my brothers even said this to me about both of us and both of our situations, and like you guys and mine and ours. And is that, I mean, he says, I've lived a blessed life. I don't know what you guys have gone through. And he's referring to, Rabels and Thielanders and Heidi, what we're going through. But he can recognize that and be aware of that. And so those places, it just brings joy, when you know that your people see you, you're seen, and you're not alone. You're there. We've talked about some of those disappointing places where you think the people that do see you really didn't or really don't. And it is hurtful. It does cause pain, but that's, I want to segue this, but I wanted to give you another opportunity before we lean down the final straightaway here. Did you have anything else you wanted to put Heidi on the spot with first before we truly segue this?
I should have been thinking about this.
While
I'm thinking about this, I just want to say, I feel like I've been making it sound like really sad and depressing. But really through all of this, talking about all of the friendships and even just getting to know Justin even on a deeper level throughout all the trials and stuff that we've been through, the ways that we have been blessed in our life and in our friendships far exceed any of the nastiness that we've experienced and gone through. So in spite of the fact that I can't turn the tears off, really it has been so many beautiful things that have come out of such pain in all of our lives. I'm kind of speaking for you guys as well, just based on what you've shared with us. But let's see. I'm really struggling. Do you have any great
about Heidi?
Me?
Heidi responds to my reels, so we're okay there. She actually commented.
Not all of them. I do see them.
It's okay. I don't judge friendship off that because my wife doesn't even look at them. So
she'll look at me and she's like, "Did you see what Justin just sent?" I said, "I didn't look at it." She goes, "What is this? What is this combination?
What kind of day is happening over there today?"
Well, timestamp wise, half of it I'm looking at like 4:00 in the morning. It seems like.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't sleep a lot, so
that's not good.
I nap a lot, but last year wasn't a lot of sleeping, so I've kind of.
I did a lot of sleeping.
Yeah, you did a lot of sleeping. But I don't. I can't think of any. I mean, I'm not the final say of things. Becky is. So.
Well, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you cleared the air. So, one of the really cool things about having people in your life that care about you, even in the places that don't matter, is they care about the things that do matter to you, even if they don't care about them. And I've seen that lived out between you two, Justin and Becky, and just the way I would call it, you tolerate certain things. Now, obviously I know when it's your person, it's it's a way of showing love when you can love somebody to let them do whatever stupid things they want to do and care about. But one of the stupid things we care about and talk about is sports, and we can't change anything about it. But when I was talking to Justin about doing this episode, I said, what are we going to even talk about? This is kind of weird that we're just this is something that you and I, like the four of us should be going to Laszlo's and, having a drink and a steak and just talking about this just between the four of us. And we're broadcasting it out to the world. So it seems kind of weird, but at the same time, Justin's like, well, they got to pick the games with us tonight. We've had everybody else pick games tonight. So, the college football playoff starts this weekend, and I know neither one of you care at all about college football. So,
and no, we're not giving you the colors of the uniforms.
I will. I'll give them to you if you ask, or I'll tell you their mascot. Maybe there you go. But so we want to get your picks for the college football playoffs that start this weekend. And I don't think Justin's shown you the show notes, Becky, so you probably don't know who's playing, right, and when they're playing and all the stuff that Justin asked you for.
I know which quarterback is the best looking of the two. That's how I decide.
Oh, okay. I'll let Justin answer those questions for you.
They're all in the transfer portal.
Well, I know which quarterback I would be voting for in this, but I think, Justin, it would be cool if we just let them pick tonight. We don't.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was leaning towards too.
Okay, perfect.
Letting them pick on our behalf since we tied.
And this could be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, we'll see which one.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so the first game we have for you is number 10 ranked. I went in time order. So this game is Friday night, 7 p.m. Number 10 Indiana versus number 7 Notre Dame. We pick a point spread. I won't ask you if you know what a point spread is, but Notre Dame is favored by 1 touchdown. So if you pick Notre Dame, they have to win by a touchdown or more. So I don't know which quarterback looks better, but Indiana, it's the battle of the state of Indiana. Both schools are in Indiana. Indiana at Notre Dame. Who do you got? Heidi, why don't you go first?
All right, I'll go with Notre Dame.
Going Notre Dame. That's my girl. Good job.
I'm going the one that's not Notre Dame.
You going to Indiana?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Going Hoosiers over the Irish for Becky. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. The second game.
We're talking football, not basketball.
I said Craig.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the second football game is number 11 ranked Southern Methodist University Mustangs versus number 6 Penn State Nittany Lions. This is an 11 a.m. Central game. Penn State is favored by 8.5 points, so they got to win by more than a touchdown. Becky, who do you got in this one?
Penn State.
Penn State
Or Southern Methodist.
I'm going to go with Penn State.
Penn State. All right. Heidi?
I'll say cover the spread, though.
Oh.
Oh.
She's even going for not covering the spread. Oh, jeez.
Well, now we got to get some clarification here. You want SMU in the points?
So
I want them to win the game, but not reach all the points.
Okay.
So she's taking
Penn State's going to win, but it's going to be closer than 8.5.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Heidi?
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I'll say SMU.
SMU. See, man, you have been listening to the podcast. So, yeah, go Mustangs.
Go Mustangs.
Yeah. Number 3 game, number 12 Clemson, the Clemson Tigers versus number 5 Texas Longhorns. Texas is favored by 11.5 points. Justin doesn't like Texas. I will tell you, the quarterback that I like in this game is Arch Manning.
Yeah, he doesn't even play.
He doesn't play anymore, but he did help them get to this point in the season. So
is he related to all the other Mannings?
Yes.
He is. Yep.
Becky doesn't like the other Mannings.
They are an attractive family.
No, that's true. That's true. So I take it you're going to go with Clemson then.
Yes.
Okay. Heidi,
Yeah, I'll take Texas.
you'll take Texas?
Yeah, I'm not
All
trying
right.
to be contrary. I'm just
Wow. So, yeah. Number 4, the fourth and final game I have for you is number 9, Tennessee. And Heidi, you are the only 10 I see.
For automatic reasons.
And number 8, Ohio State Buckeyes. The Ohio State Buckeyes are favored by 7. And this is the last playoff game of the weekend.
Make your pulpit pick. Let's go.
My pulpit pick? I do not choose those people.
Those people.
On that team.
Are you talking about the Buckeyes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Buckeyes, that's such a gross, whatever little thing.
Nut?
It's a nut. I think we could all, on the count of 3, say our pick, and we'd all 4 say the same thing.
That we're agreeing.
Yep. UT.
All right. Well, good deal.
We all picked UT.
Well, let's as we kind of wrap things up here, Heidi, is there anything that you would want the world to know before we sign off for tonight?
I feel like you didn't talk very much.
I know. That's how it goes. That's pretty standard.
Impart your wisdom on us as we leave.
Oh man. Yeah, nothing like being put on the spot. No, I got nothing. I'm sorry.
You got nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Becky, what about you? You got anything to share before we go?
Unbelievable.
I am just glad we finally got to be the ones on the podcast. I don't know if it was good for anybody else or helpful for anyone on the planet, but I enjoyed it, and I think it's fair to say that I was relatively nice to my husband. So
we can still post edit.
You didn't have to correct any grammar.
I didn't have to correct any grammar, and I can go to bed happy with a clear conscience.
I'm going to fall asleep because of this 9.5. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Your fruit punch.
No, yeah, my fruit punch. But yeah, no, it's yeah. Thanks for not beating me up this episode.
You're welcome.
Justin, you got anything to close us out with before we sign off for the night?
Oh no, I appreciate you both coming on, and Becky's been asking to come on for a while, and you just gotta wait. We gotta wait until everything clears the air and everybody's comfortable with coming on and sharing their stories.
Air the
dirty laundry, so to speak. Which we didn't really do too bad tonight. Could have done worse. We should have done worse. Could have gone viral.
Doubt it.
Nah, probably not.
I don't want to do anything that causes us to come viral. It sounds like it's to me.
Well, yeah. So no, I don't. So yeah, just appreciate you coming on and not beating me up verbally. What about you, BJ? What do you want to? What wisdom do you want to provide to us before we leave?
Well, I don't have much to say, but I will say this. I would just echo what everything's been said. It's good to have you on. It's good to see you, Becky, and I'm glad to be able to visit with you guys for a little bit. I'm glad to introduce you to Heidi again and just introduce her to the world in this way. I'll just say this, and I want to echo the feeling I get when your people are behind you. And I want to put my kid on the spot as well. But when your kids can look at you and see how happy you are, and they can tell you, hey, Dad, I'm really happy for you because it's good to see you happy again. That means the world. And so I'm thankful to be able to do this show with the 4 of us. And I look forward to the real in-person double date that we can go on soon. So looking forward to it. It'll have to probably wait more than 3 days, but we will get it done for sure. So
3 days. Yeah. Yes, we should wait. At least till 2025.
2025. We'll make it happen. So
somewhere like April, May, March, I don't know. Somewhere in that range.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Let's
Because
make
weather's good in the springtime, right?
it starts to.
It tries.
It tries, yeah. So,
We don't want to spend our whole time inside. We want to be outside.
well,
I hear you.
that's the difference out here, and we don't have time to get into it. But when it's raining here, you still can go outside. So, yep, it can happen. So, anyway, yep, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. Thanks for being here, and all you MVP listeners. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been good to share our life with you one more time. So, here's to a lack of communication of irrelevant age news. We'll see you next time.
See ya.